Here we are, everyone, the final episode.
Odd, I already told you I don't know what's on the menu at the snack bar.
Yeah, that's a good last comment, I guess. Yeah, nobody else says anything important before the final battle. But since none of them know about it, I guess it doesn't matter, right? Alright, so...
And after all that, he'll be back to normal? Yes.
Okay, here's the plan. We're gonna use a program to free William after we beat him into a pulp, once we actually reach the volcano, and then we'll destroy the supercomputer with the program that rescues him. Thus destroying XANA, because obviously XANA can't possibly have any more copies of himself anywhere on the network. Well, never mind. This is the final mission, so we're just going to assume that after this is all said and done, everyone succeeded, and everyone goes home happy. So I decided to show you the upgrades I have for this. Just, again, you won't get every upgrade by the end of the game, but you can easily max out everybody's attack power by the end of the game. So, and I did need Yumi's upgrade, because that's extremely helpful when you fight William in this upcoming stage. So here we are. Probably the hardest sector of the Digital Sea, the longest one by far. I cut out one failure here because I made it all the way to the last set of enemies and failed, so it would have been a huge time sink. But okay, so we have a few enemies to take one shot, an upgrade for the number of lock-ons, and then we have the ring-firing enemies again, which, I gotta be honest, that ring attack is just cool. I used to hate these things when I was first playing the game, but then I figured out exactly how you're supposed to fight them, and the rings didn't trick my eyes and cause me to screw up like they did at first. I still get hit by them occasionally, but still, it's a pretty awesome enemy. It's a very well-designed type of thing. And now we have not one, but two sharks to kill. And, yeah. The first run I almost managed to blitz them down that fast, but that didn't help, and I still got completely rolled. So here I got rid of one of them before it fired a shot, which is great. And so, yeah, a nice little section here where there's no enemies. I have no idea why it took that long. Maybe it was secretly loading them. But we have more ring enemies. These guys take a while to kill just because they're not vulnerable all the time, but that works pretty well. Just a few more shots and we'll take out a few of them. And thankfully I get these guys in their first pass because they can leave the screen and then you have to wait for them to come back, so it wastes even more time. And down. Okay, so we're into the obstacle course section. Gives us some upgrades, and I missed a lock-on bonus. I missed it both runs, so... But that's... I mentioned in an earlier video how it puts the speed boosts in as a trap. Yeah, that's what that was. There's actually two of them there, but I only hit one of them. So, there's a few basic enemies and another shark. Jeez. To be honest, though, I'm not surprised by that. I am surprised I made it through this volley of fire. I mean, I should not have survived all of this, and I definitely shouldn't have gotten it in one go, but I did. So that just made me feel awesome when I pulled it off, and just watching it again. So Ulrich gets to do the last skid stage. Okay, good work. And the fun thing about the skid stages is you don't have to do any of them again if you go back to look for the goodies, and you can do any of them again in any order you want at any time you want after you finish. So if you like them, you can play them again. If you don't like them, you don't have to play them again. So it works out really well for everybody, especially me, because I don't like them.
Recovery.
They're well designed for the most part, but they just, overall, they're less entertaining and honestly a little too difficult in the final stages. So now we get to the final platforming stage.
Here we go.
Here we go, the moment of truth. And I failed the first time just with these enemies that are coming up right now because I figured, hey, I upgraded Ulrich's swords so I could use all of his full combo, so maybe I should just attack the enemies with Ulrich. No, that's stupid. Auric is terrible. Especially when you just got Yumi's 8 lock-ons, which has this weird effect that when you actually reach 6, you'll notice that it locks on the 7th and 8th time instantly after that. So there's no 7 lock-ons on a target unless it has only 7 hits left before it dies, since you can't lock on more than the number of times needed to kill a target. And of course I'm getting an insane amount of points here, because I'll need them, I guess? Well, whatever. An interesting note about that teleporter over there on the right. That's there in case, for whatever reason, the rock that you can telekinesis here onto the switch disappears or despawns or you turn around and fling it off the switch and you're on the bridge. The bridge will turn back, and so when you jump into that teleporter, it teleports you back to the platform with the rock and the switch. So technically, I guess the guys thought of quite a few mistakes that could occur in their game. And there's another one they thought of. If you lose the rock, they have another one pop up. So, see, this time it's a good idea for me to just talk about the things I like, I guess, because this is going to be the last video, so... And I really like the entirety of this final stage. The platforming's good, you get good combinations of characters. You get to use each character to their capabilities, with the exception of Aelita, but, you know, she got lots of special powers, and you got to have lots of fun with her in the game if you wanted. Well, I don't use Aelita, but she is useful in the final battle if you want to use her. And here I almost fall off a ledge. And I just decide, you know what? I don't need to bother with him. Just throw him off the edge. I learned that trick earlier. So this is a great section, honestly. It's really well done. Effectively, the kamikaze hornets show up here in set numbers, and your only person that can shoot them down is Yumi, who has to lock onto a target before she can fire. So it's not as quick or simple as Odd or Aelita would actually be even harder, but Yumi's a good middle-of-the-road character for this. And you have to take this shortcut because you don't have Odd to climb up the wall from the last time we were here. So, yeah, this is pretty slow, and I did fail the first time I went through, so you saw a reset in there. But yeah, that's the hard one. It sends forward after you, and it messes with the timing on which ones appear and which ones are closer, so that you can't lock on as quickly and easily. Especially on the PlayStation. Jump across the platform. Oh. Well, I'm okay. Jump across the platforms. And then the balancing beam. By the way, this is what happens when you fail. Not much, as long as you mash the right button to get back on there. She can kind of fall down too, and I think she grabs the beam and then you can hit the button again to pull her back up, but I'm not 100% sure. I don't remember. It's been so long since I've actually completely failed at that. But that gate doesn't open, so now we need Ulrich's special ability. There aren't very many uses for this, other than after you finish the game to go pick up all the items, all the pictures and whatnot, but there are a few nice little things. And our last energy upgrade. Not that we really need it, but I mean, Odd will be using his power during the boss fight, so yeah, you can use your powers during the boss fight like Yumi did earlier. Here we go. The platform. And you'll see a cut soon because there's some dialogue here. William, yeah, that's, you can jump down. Okay. So anyway, William is actually kind of a pathetic opponent here if you're using Yumi. The game seems to want you to use Ulrich, but really there's no reason for that. Just use Yumi and peg away at him until he dies. Now the final boss, I think, doesn't really need too much explanation. I just want you to go ahead and enjoy the battle. So, once you reach the boss, there will be some additional music playing. Personal favorite final boss theme of mine from the Super Robot Wars series. So enjoy. And that's that. The final boss is down.
Okay, we got rid of that big disgusting worm.
We're waiting for your signal, Jeremy. We're good.
And now it's time to free
You
William.
can launch the program. Did you hear that, Aelita?
Put XANA out of commission once and for all. I'm sure that will totally be the case. Well, I guess losing your core would probably be pretty serious.
Hurry up and get out of there.
And now the dramatic escape from the exploding replica. Hey, we got to keep the skid. That's a good ending, right? That's a better ending than the series in some respects. So,
Jeremy, everything back in place? It looks like it worked.
oh, I'm just dying from the suspense of what's going to happen.
Nice work, guys.
Alright, there he is, and apparently no worse for the wear. Awesome. That's the end of the story. So, overall, the game was enjoyable. It was a much better than average licensed video game. It was a solid platformer. It was fun. Odd made the game a little easy on the PS2, and probably the PSP as well, but honestly it's obvious this was designed for the Wii. It was a very good port, it simplified the controls very well, and it was just overall a much more enjoyable thing.
Take a look.
Oh, we got one last comment here. This is your reward for finishing the game. You get one last little bonus item in the gallery.
Thanks. This thing's mine.
That apparently belonged to Odd.
Too late.
And to be fair, considering what it is, I'm not surprised. So here's the things that we got just normally running through the game. Didn't bother looking for extra secrets. So I replaced the song for the ending with a song I actually like, since it was Planet Net from the soundtrack. So enjoy this song from the French soundtrack.
D'histoire dans ma mémoire, des visages d'amis qui veulent croire que plus rien n'est impensable, que plus rien n'est impossible. Nos amitiés sont des royaumes, nos cœurs se mêlent dans ce dôme, et nos espoirs sont communs, soudés jusqu'au bout du chemin. Vivre, suivre nos routes sans nous perdre de vue. Vivre, suivre les doutes sans peur d'être déçus. Comme une tribu, une famille, se soutenir à chaque défi. Nous toucherons de près la lumière et nous serons fiers d'être frères. J'ai des tonnes d'histoires dans ma mémoire et des regards qui ont pu voir plus loin que ce qu'on leur montrait, plus loin que ce qu'on leur mentait. Ils en sont revenus un jour avec